Just at the end say, Brian wants toast. Oh my god. What is wrong with you?
I've said before, I don't know if I'm good at that because I'm a good actor or if I'm because I'm a little
if you're going to
downsy.
go into acting, play the retard.
Might be a little downsy. I got a lot of vaccinations, so.
You got like 5 minutes before my pre-workout is under
Okay.
on my face.
I'm ready.
I haven't taken mine yet. Should I
It's on my
like?
face.
I don't think mine gives me a tingle, and I didn't take my beta-alanine. I'm safe.
Mine has a ton of.
You need to
beta.
take a lot of tingling because you're already at a downer. Whatever it is. You did
I just smoked weed this morning. I got smoked weed tonight,
Alright.
just in case.
Are we on?
Yep. Well, Heath, what's the topic today? Because I forgot.
Talking about nutrition and recommended like supplementation. If you guys have any questions about that, so.
One, chocolate milk. It's coming to it.
Dude, milk, just milk in general. Like, if you want to make gains, milk, milk, a gallon a day. And if you're lactose intolerant, get some wipes. It's good to get
That's true.
I drink a lot of milk.
Well, I'm lactose intolerant and I just deal with it. I have lots of legs.
That's what's happening right now with your red face.
No, that's pre-workout.
Your wife's gonna be pissed at you because you're gonna smell bad.
I been like that since day one of marriage, so.
No, but seriously, something that my father told me when I was a kid, because he used to be way big into lifting, and he told me when I was growing up, you eat anything and everything. Like anything in front of you, you eat it, and then you go get more, and then you eat that, and then when you get hungry, you just keep pounding food, and you'll grow. And I didn't listen to him, and that's why I didn't start growing until my 20s.
Brian's been on it since birth.
Brian's been on that diet. Brian's been on that diet since he was a baby.
Since he came out.
No. Food plays a major role in my life. Yeah, if you're training, if you're trying to put on mass, if you're trying to get stronger, trying to get bigger, you kind of have to come to terms with the fact that at that point, you're not eating because you're hungry. You're eating towards a different purpose and just satisfying the basic need of satisfying your hunger. So you're going to be eating when you don't necessarily feel like it. You're going to be eating more than you feel like eating. It's just like everything else we do to reach our goals. It's not the most enjoyable thing. In a way, it's a sacrifice. And a lot of people can't really wrap their head, like they think they eat a lot, but you know, he's like, man, I ate like this huge dinner. And I'm like, oh, well, how'd you eat the next day? Oh, I was so stuffed I didn't eat. I'm like, okay, so in the total of 48 hours, you ate like 4,000 calories. So you really didn't eat that much, you know, in the long run. You ate one big meal, but that's not consistent at all. Consistency is big meal after big meal, you know, high calories day in, day out is what's going to see results. Just like training, going in the gym and busting your balls off one day, you're just going to be sore and hurt. Not going to make any progress if you don't come back again and build upon that. Same with food.
Yeah. It's always like you're always full and you're just eating to get sick every time you eat. And all day goes by and you're just like right now, dude, I ate a bunch of wings at lunch and I ate a big ass peanut butter and sandwich like an hour ago and I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah, dude, at this point, you're not, you know, you don't stop when you're full, you stop when you want to die, and when you're trying to get big, when you're trying to get gains. And it sucks, but...
I tried the meal prep thing, dude, and it's just like, I can't do it. My mind just tells me, just eat it all. Eat it all at once.
Eat it all
Get
now.
over with. But then it's like your body just wants to shut down and go into hibernation mode.
Yeah.
It's kind of like tweaking your body all the time, trying to figure out how your body works, what you're gonna, what's gonna work for you.
Learning, because everybody's different too. And there's a strategy to it. I'm not a breakfast guy. I don't have an appetite when I wake up. I can't. Like, I'll try to like wake up and force a big breakfast down. I just can't do it. So for me, I eat something small when I wake up, and then it's usually about 3 hours after I wake up that I actually eat breakfast. And so part of the strategy for me is towards the end of the day, I'm filling in the gap of the morning.
Yeah.
Versus if I stuff my face as much as I can right off the bat, I'm gonna be full, and then I'm gonna avoid food, not wanna eat. And then come the end of the day, I'm gonna be trying to make up too much ground that I lost. Doesn't work. So I have to strategize a little bit, give myself options too. I take a lot of stuff to work, and I take it knowing that a lot of it I'm not gonna eat that day. I'll save for another day and another day. But I have all these choices, so if I'm like, oh, I gotta eat. Oh, I'm sick of this. I've had it every day for like a week. Oh, I got this. You know, if I'm getting sick of that, oh, I got that. That helps a lot too. You eat too much, like, have enough variety.
Yeah.
Eventually you're gonna get sick of the stuff you eat. Unless you're like super rich and can just go like, yeah, get anything catered that you want, which none of us are. So you end up eating a lot of the same stuff over and over and over again.
You guys eat after a certain time at night? Like I always late night snack. Because I feel myself get super hungry at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. I wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'll do a scoop of protein and I'll have like something to eat just to fill me up.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking to grow and you're looking to make gains, you need to not let your body get hungry.
Yeah.
And that sucks sometimes. Sometimes you're waking up starving. And one thing that helps me is drinking milk before bed because of the casein.
Yeah.
And your body feeds on casein longer, and that way you're not burnt out in the middle of the night.
And a lot of people use like cottage cheese, and I drank the cottage cheese thing. I made it 3 nights, and I'm like,
You mix it with salsa, it's really good.
Dairy
Really
or
good.
like yogurt. I love yogurt if you like yogurt.
Yeah.
You can even do like a yogurt fruit shake. You just dump a bunch of yogurt and fruit in a blender, and it's just like a really thick like milkshake.
Yeah.
It's freaking bomb.
Oh yeah.
Stuff like that's good.
I know one thing I really have to be careful with though when I'm eating is I can't go over on the carbs. I have to be really careful with my carbs because then I'm knocked out in a half hour.
Yeah.
Like I'm done for the rest of the day. If I eat a huge breakfast and it's all carbs, like go to IHOP and just get like, I get like 2 entrees and then I'm done when I get home.
That's the problem I found with eating vegetarian and vegan was like you always have tons of starches, tons of carbs. You get a lot of your protein from your carbs, but you're still getting tons of carbs all day.
Enormous amounts.
And it was like when I first started lifting with you guys, I had 0 energy. I mean, I was just kind of like, holy shit, dude. You know, I couldn't pull myself to come because it's just lagginess. Shut it down.
Well, even like, you don't necessarily, like, of course you need to eat a lot of food. Unless we can bring this conversation back to like science if we want to. And you can't be, like, yes, you need to eat a lot, but it's like you still have macros that you need to get in order to grow. And so you still need a certain amount of proteins. You still need a certain amount of fats, and same thing with carbs. And yes, it's easy, just like he said. It's like, yeah, like overdoing the carbs will make you tired. That's like the sugars will tend to do that. Like the table sugar, just white sugar. It like hits you, but the thing is, like, it's so easy to gain fat and unnecessary weight if you're overdoing carbs. If you overdo a protein, you're going to crop it out. It's like a waste of money. Yes, you can overdo fat, but what really hits it is the carbs. And so it's always important, like, even if you're not counting macros, at least count your fats and your proteins. And then sort of the one thing I try to do is carb cycling on the days I'm doing heavy barbell lifts, and so I perform a lot better when I have better leverages. And so in order for me to have better leverages, I need to have the carb bloat. I'm not sure if you guys get that. Every time I eat carbs, I feel full. Yeah. I feel bloated. My face is super puffy. Like everything's puffy. So my stomach, And so every time I put on a belt, it just seems a lot more tighter. And obviously, you guys see my bench and my range of motion is very limited. And if it's not there, like I feel it, and even like it can be like 5 to 10 pound difference of if I'm in that perfect leverage. You know what I mean? Makes sense. But and then so on the heavy barbell days, I'm eating a lot of carbs. I like to drink my carbs. It's a lot easier that way for me. I get to have a lot of chocolate milk and milk. And what's nice about milk is it's like a complete source of nutrients. You have your fats, carbs, and proteins in milk. And it's coming from an animal, which means you have complete micronutrients in it as well. So you're not having to supplement and have this and this. And that's the thing with the vegan diet. You have to have multiple different variety to get that complete micronutrients, which is just vitamins, minerals, and water. But animal products get that. But to wrap it up, it's kind of like I overloaded the carbs on the big barbell lifts, and then on the days where I'm not, then I kind of cut that back because I know I get an excess of carbs, and excess of carbs gets excess fat. And that's not necessarily what I want. It's not the fat that moves weight, it's muscle. But having some fat, just like I said, it helps, it leverages. If I lost 20 pounds, yeah, I would look shredded, maybe look like Heath when he has his shirt off. But it's still like my form and my leverages for my bench, my squat, and the deadlift will all be completely different. It'd be like relearning how to lift. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I've gained and lost weight fairly fast before, and your leverage has changed a lot.
Yes.
Makes sense to me. So.
I guess we can talk about basic supplementation, what helps. Obviously, we're huge on food. Is something that you've noticed that we're all, it's like you want to eat a lot. And so that's a big thing about supplements, is that's all about supplementing. So it helps you push the nutrients even more. It's easy to drink a protein shake or eat a protein bar, well, just because it's convenient. And then there's those times when you just don't have a lot of time, so it tends to be like, oh, I can't make a well-balanced meal.
When it comes to macros, dude, like, it is so easy to hit carbs, and it's so easy to hit fat, and then I'm never there with protein at the end of the day. And so I gotta eat some Greek yogurt, and I gotta mix it with some protein, and then I probably gotta drink some more milk, and then I'm over on carbs. But either way, like, you gotta get your protein for the end of the day. That's like,
it's like, there's plenty of times, every time I counted macros, did it for like 2 months, it ended up, like when I was first getting used to it, it's like throughout the day, just like you said, at the end of the day, you're like, holy cow, I have 100 grams of protein left for my macros, but I'm completely maxed out in the carbs and fat, because it's so easy, like everything that's out there is carbs and fat. And then you're like, what? Like, and then you're sitting there going like, oh, I can't go over my fats and my carbs.
I can't eat 20 chicken breasts. I can't do it. Like, I'm just gonna die.
So it's even like not even that. Like I would have like 50 packets of tuna in my pantry at all times, and so they're just plenty nuts. And I was like dumping out 6 packets of tuna, and it's disgusting. I just throw on some ketchup or some hot sauce, and then I'm just like chugging water at the same time.
I just eat eat cans at work.
It's just
You push the lid to get the juice out.
I stopped eating the cans ever since I got boned in it once, and I can't do the cans anymore. I can only do the bags. And the bags are like twice as expensive. I can't do the cans.
But with that being said, it's like nutrition is like the time and energy, the money spent on training and actually putting in the work. It's like even more on the nutrition. It's a lot harder to stick to your nutrition scheduling, and it's so easy for us to stick to a program because we know it will get results. But it's hard to wrap your head around like sticking to a nutritious program or eating schedule, because it's just like you don't necessarily see the results right then and there. It's later down the road.
Sometimes it takes months, dude.
Yeah, you look at if you watch all the strongman documentary.
Motivation.
Documentaries.
Yeah,
Okay.
it just sounds
You
weird.
had it right.
I was like, why does it sound so weird coming out? But it's like all they say is like it's not the training that's hard, that's the fun part. It's the like it's like eating, getting in the calories, getting in the macros. You're starting to see all these strongman competitors who are just eating anything and everything they can to have a certain amount of calories, and now they're actually getting a nutrition coach and actually utilizing as much mass as they can and as much muscle as they can, because they realize if you're intaking what you need, your performance will be a lot higher. It may not be like instant results, but that 1 to 2% extra, that little shove in the right direction will put you above someone who's not doing that.
At that level, 1% makes all the difference in the
Oh
world.
yeah, for sure. That's what sets world records.
Oh, yeah. It's all the athleticism that goes into strongman, dude. It's like being super fat and getting off the couch going, oh shit. Compared to your buddy who's the same weight but just like built, just,
Yeah.
you know? And you gotta carry most of your stuff at distance.
Do you want to cover like creatine or anything like that, or?
Yeah, well, yeah, if you want to. It's kind of, obviously, a lot of supplementation is placebo, and so it's all about your mind, but it's like there are those standard the supplementation and the vitamins that have been proven to work, and it's like you can't live off them. Like I remember in the Marine Corps, I would try to live off the mass gainer because I was too lazy to walk to the
Russian bear.
cafeteria.
I had a buddy
So I
that
was
was
sitting
down
there
Russian
just
bear.
like chugging it, and it's not. It's like it's not meant for that. It's just meant to help you get that extra 1% or a 2%, or just make it a lot more easier. But for me, it's like I'm huge on the protein. I may not necessarily drink a protein shake, but throughout the day, I always have 2 or 3 protein bars in my backpack, just to help me retain it, because your body won't absorb 100 grams of protein at once. It just won't happen. So a protein bar it has some fat, some carbs, and then usually 20 to 25 grams of protein, and that's what your body can retain at one time. Plus or minus probably 10 grams, just depends on.
And I'd say besides protein, I mean like creatine can only help you as long as you're drinking enough water. Like it's not going to hurt you at all. There was a rumor going around that it would hurt your cardio. It doesn't. As long as you have enough water, you're fine. And then a multivitamin like that. I think everybody should be on a multivitamin. Nowadays, everybody's diet sucks enough that everybody needs a multivitamin.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not eating animal product stuff, so like steak, chicken, yogurt, milk, things like that, if you're not eating an influx of that, you're not getting your micronutrients, and that's where the vitamin comes into play. Is a lot of people just the food that's available to them isn't necessarily micronutrient. It's not cheap to eat steak every night. It's like, yes, it's cheap to eat chicken, but that just gets old and boring, and so that's why a lot of people get fed up with chicken. But it's like it's not cheap to get animal products, but they do help. And so if you're not getting enough of that, hands down a multivitamin would be great. I'm a huge fan of creatine. I always just mix it in my pre-workout. The majority of pre-workouts have a creatine in it already, because it is proven to actually increase energy and strength gains in your lifts. But yes, you gotta drink water. I like it because it gives me the extra bloat, which means shorter range of motion. It does.
What kind of creatines do you guys?
Monohydrate. It's
I
the one that
just
has
go
the
to-
most research on it.
I go to, for, it's like, I think, and this is where I could be wrong, but I think a protein's protein and a creatine is creatine. So like I just go to, for my creatine, I go to Walmart and it's like $6.99, and I'm like, yes. I go to GNC, it's like creatine.
I was
because
buying the
it's
little,
cheap.
what's the little ones?
Oh,
They're
yeah.
like $14.
Yeah.
They seem to last for a while.
Well, yeah, and then magnesium.
BCAAs.
They're telling us to wrap it up.
Oh,
I guess we're talking too much.
We're good?
You're good.
We can keep going?
You're good.
Okay. Also, another thing is,
It said 3 minutes, 10 minutes ago. Stop talking.
your face is all over YouTube.
You took care
Everyone
of the
needs to see
problem,
that.
okay?
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
the magnesium.
No communication.
Magnesium.
We need a
I like to take
whiteboard.
magnesium after lifting, and I like to take it before going to sleep.
What's the benefits after lifting?
It's so,
Magnesium.
the magnesium, you can talk on this too. The magnesium in all sports is vital, especially if you're doing like football camps, the 2 days, your body will start cramping. And so the magnesium is proven to prevent cramping and muscle recovery.
Yeah, muscle recovery is what I was going to touch on.
And then it's supposedly proven to help sleeping patterns as well. So a lot of people will take it before.
They take ZMA, like zinc, magnesium. What's the A in ZMA?
I don't know. I think it's zinc, magnesium, MA.
Is MA?
Zinc, magnesium. I don't know, but it helps hydration. It helps the hydration. So like, yeah, I think magnesium is important. I also think like the fish oil has a lot of research saying that it is good for you, but they do say like if it stinks like fish, or if you're having fishy the burps, well, then it's like expired or old and something. Or for the ones where you can take and you don't get that fishy aftertaste, then those are good quality. But good quality fish oil is actually a lot more expensive than.
You can use flaxseed. Flaxseed oil is pretty much the exact same thing, and it works really well for joints. Like, I take it for my joints, and it helps a lot. I feel a difference when I'm not on it.
I use just raw flaxseed, put it in everything, put it in the shades.
You're like vegan.
Yeah, but I'm
You skip that stuff.
Throw that shit in your back.
What if I do, Brian?
Like
Would you like some?
Yeah,
Yeah,
what,
I
actually?
like rutabaga.
I like rhubarb.
Rutabaga? What is that? Is it a spice? What is it?
I think it's something
We don't
you smoke.
even
I think you smoke it.
Some kind of I worked in produce. I've seen one before. I just don't know what it's used for. I was putting them on shelves for years.
It's safe to say if it's something Mike's saying, it's something that's
Do you guys take BCAAs every day? For lifting, for lifting?
Alex claims the BCAAs are worthless, but I feel a difference when I take them, so I like to take them. I like to take them right after working out. It just helps with protein synthesis, so I don't know. I like it. He claims they're worthless. If you're gonna get them, don't get the unflavored kind.
zero research. Yeah, this is another thing. If you're gonna buy, waste money on something. I say waste.
Waste money on something that you think works, right?
Yes. So a lot of people won't waste money on something that's due to they're not having a good, like nutritious like meals throughout the day, or actually eating food. So that's why I say wasting, because I did it. It's like at least get stuff that tastes good.
Yeah, don't buy the unflavored BCAA powder, dude. It ruins the flavor of everything, and it tastes. You gotta choke it down. It's awful.
That's like creatine and hydrochloride.
Dude, every time I tried that, I got the pills, but maybe
Whoa.
I didn't like the way it felt.
I like the puffiness.
Really?
Yeah. Other than that, dude, it was like a piece. I just thought the first day I was like, oh yeah, okay, I just like everything else. All over me on accident, dude. He's just looking at me like, what the hell? Stuff's terrible.
Yeah,
Caffeine's really good.
I'm caffeine free. I always love my coffee.
It's good to, I don't want to say something, like rotate off caffeine like every month, take a few days off, something like that. Or you can just keep taking it like him, just like
endless
just
progressive
rip it up.
overload.
Yeah, okay.
Endlessly progressive.
And then one day you're taking like 6 grams of it, and you're fine.
Yeah.
You know?
Human
I just have
evolution.
rock stars in my truck, dude. I'm just like,
Well, like obviously caffeine is beneficial and I live off of it, but it's like yes, it's advised to keep it low because you won't get the good the benefits of caffeine if your tolerance is so high. Because once you start getting a tolerance to caffeine and you're taking more, then you're gonna like have a heart attack and you're gonna dying.
Your body also.
Because your body is gonna be like, oh, more, and you hit the 4 grams of caffeine a day, you're dead.
It develops a dependence too, and when you stop, like you
Oh,
get
yeah.
headaches, light sensitivity,
I can't do
you
that.
feel like a drug addict.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
And everybody hates you because you're a dick.
moderation is definitely the key with caffeine.
Just do Trend energy drinks.
I try to
I don't think they make those, and I really don't think we should.
I try to use the philosophy of
If they
like
did, I
especially
don't think
hard.
they would be good for
Just sell
you.
it at every little convenience store. Come get your blood lift on.
$60 a can. Don't worry about the really bad side effects and the death.
Well, at least we know what Mike does. Smokes a lot of stuff.
This trend bologna sandwich.
Trend ice cream.
Well, just to wrap this up, like, yeah, it's awesome to eat a lot. All of us eat a lot. We feel good when we eat a lot. Is it necessarily, do we have an exact plan of what we're doing? No, we don't. But as long as we're feeling satisfied, we know how much food we need, just due to experience.
But it's always better to
Listening.
have a detailed plan.
Yeah, it is always, just like you said, it is always better, more effective to have a detailed plan on your macros. There's all these fad diets out there that everyone wants a magic pill, but it's hard work to count macros, and as long as, like, if you do it, you will get results handsome. And so, like, and then you'll be surprised how much food you have to eat just to even maintain weight. And then when you start trying to lose weight, it's even more food, and it's just miserable.
Sucks because you're hungry all the time.
And so, like, a lot of people will be like, "Oh, I want this magic pill," and they think that, oh, they're starving, so it's working. But in reality, you realize, oh man, I'm not even eating enough to maintain. And then if you're not eating enough to lose weight, then your body's just going to store everything as fat, and that's just get fat. And so it's not, just like we said, it's good to know what you need. It's a lot more effective than just eating anything and everything, but it's just your goals and preference. If you want to look shredded like Heath, then eat well. If you want to look jacked and tan like Brian, eat anything and everything.
Tan. He's a white boy.
It's just the lighting in here.
Yeah. This is slutty. I got sunburned. Actually did.
It's a sunburn. But, yeah, you guys got anything else?
No, that's it.
Oh, good, that was a long one.
That was one one. You wouldn't shut up, dude. You just
Well,
kept talking.
because I was sitting there, I was like, man, we're not bringing any science into this. This is gonna be bad.
And she's like, 3 minutes. And then you're just like, you talk
20
for
more
like
minutes.
5 or 6.
Do we look like we would bring science into anything we talk about?
Then we should talk about your hydroxycut black addiction.
Dude, I tried hydroxycut when I was in like my early 20s, and my buddy was like, "Hey, you'll lose super weight. You just gotta take way more than it says."
I did that. It worked.
I did it, and I had all kinds of energy. But then, like, I tried to take the PT test.
Oh,
I thought I was gonna die.
Do you remember ephedrine ripped?
No.
Holy.
Well, ephedrine's illegal now, isn't it?
Yeah, now.
Yeah, they used to put that when we were
People got ripped on
Man,
it.
I used to just take tons of ephedrine. Keep me going all day.
You probably still take ephedrine.
I do. It's called Mormon tea. It grows out in the desert.
Oh, I don't think that's the same thing.
Oh, you drink some.
You guys all take 3?
Yeah.
I'm taking mine now. Yours is gonna burn out before top set, and I'm gonna be going strong.
I
Strategize.
brought up
Look at that
a
butt.
bunch of shit I don't
Look
like.
at that, bud.
Wow.
Yeah, there it is.
That looks like that 2 inches. He pushes it, that looks back like, I can't do it.
kind of like when you were struggling in silence.
Now that's nailed it.
Me and Alex were talking, like, it's weird. I can move all this weight in the gym and I have no functional strength outside of lifting weights. He's like, I go to like pick up like a log or something, I can't even budget it, but I can deadlift 600 pounds.
Like that leg press, trying to load it up. I just thought you guys did it because I was like, I don't want to pick this up.
I just let Brian do it. I just acted like I was.
Maybe your next discussion should be about functional fitness.
Powerlifting is not functional.
Doesn't want to talk about it.
Outside the gym.
That'll be the shortest video.